Hey guys, DC here, and this is my review of Zen Pinball Party for the Apple Arcade and Apple TV. Alright, so this is my second pinball game that I've reviewed here, so I may need to make it its own sort of, category, playlist, whatever you want to call it. If you haven't seen my review on Zombie Pinball, check that out for me. But now we have another sort of offering for our pinball fans out there. And again, this is on the Apple TV HD. I have went ahead and upgraded to the 4K second gen. I just need a little bit of time to redo my setup here. So we have like a pretty cinematic opening here to the pinball machine. This is like I want to say a carnival sort of setup, theme park. Alright, so our left trigger is the left flipper, right trigger is the right flipper. We're using the stick to nudge the machine if the ball gets stuck. So I like to see that nice little mechanics, just like kind of like a real life mechanics there. On the left hand side we have the option to change our camera, launch the ball. Alright, so simple controls, I like that. So pinball is a simple game, so we don't need the crazy sort of complex controls here. And I like the option to play with the camera, so we can have more of a dynamic camera. It's not just over the top. Just, because with the same camera angle, the game can get boring. So I like that this gives us the option to change the camera angle, and they have little cinematic scenes. It looks like there, depending on where the ball goes. Little cinematic cutscenes. But yeah, this pinball machine has that carnival theme to it. During the previews I saw a lot of different sort of themes that these machines have. There was the Trolls, Kung Fu Panda. So I want to say a lot of different sort of Disney and Pixar sort of themed pinball machines. And I'll have to say that this is pretty smooth. This seems to have the proper physics. It feels like I actually am at a pinball machine. Ball's moving at the right speed. The flippers are responsive, so that's the biggest thing. And you can see it for the right flippers. There's two there on the right. There's one kind of more in the middle of the screen of the machine, and one towards the bottom. But the biggest thing here is that the flippers are responsive. Just the other day I reviewed Tetris Beat. I want to say that was last week. As the ball goes into this little vertical mode, I reviewed Tetris Beat, and Tetris, as we all know, is a very simple game. It's not complex the way that it's set up. We're used to sort of our classic Tetris and the way that it moves, the way that it responds. And my review, I didn't know if my review was accurate or how hard I was being on it, if that was what everyone else was experiencing. But after looking at some more of the reviews on the game within the App Store, I saw that a lot of people had the same sort of complaints and issues that I had, where you got a classic game there with simple functionality, and it's important to kind of make sure that's nailed down first before you add all the bells and whistles to the game. So a game like this, I'm comparing it to Tetris, just how simple the controls are and the dynamics are. Make sure that's hammered home first. Make sure you have that nailed down, and then you can add a little bit more to the game. But again, the responsiveness of the controls and the functions need to be there first. So I know that they're back kind of in the lab, more or less just making sure that the game has its sort of core foundation in there, because it's no longer Tetris. If you know you have delays in the response, there's latency, or it's not responsive as people would like. So I kind of say that this game is similar with the functions, or pinball is similar in the way that it works. It needs to just be responsive, and we're good to go. Alright, yeah, so this game has a lot of different cutscenes, especially with this, sort of a carnival themed machine. But this game looks good, the machine lights up. It's very simple. It's pinball. It's in its very purest form. So zombie pinball has a little bit more of the different elements broken into it. Zombie pinball has, you are, I think, trying to escape a pandemic or whatever it may be. So there's a lot of different elements within zombie pinball that don't make it your typical game. So for someone who's more of a purist, this is definitely more up your alley. The zombie pinball has a little more action in it, and I think there's a lot more of a storyline developed. So it's supposed to be almost like an adventure. This just kind of throws you into it, like you walked up, on this like within an arcade, right? So this is a lot more pure of a game when I'm comparing it to zombie pinball. Zombie pinball is more of an adventure. You get some character development. You're traveling to different areas. This is more, real to life, true to life as far as pinball goes. So, depending on what you're looking for, this is a lot more of a pinball game. And zombie pinball is a little bit more of adventure action with pinball kind of incorporated into it. So, kind of keep that in mind. Alright, so I lost, I finished with all 3 of my balls, so I'm just kind of going through the menu here. So yeah, we do have the Trolls pinball theme. Trolls, Kung Fu Panda, Attack from Mars, which I'm not sure if that's similar to Mars Attacks, but so looks like that may be My Little Pony there. Alright, so there are time limited game modes. You may need to kind of get in and get out when you play them. Similar to, what else is time limited? If you guys have seen my my Song Pop Party for the Apple Arcade review, go check that out. Song Pop Party kind of does something similar with the time limited game modes, where you have just a few weeks to potentially unlock a character and play special modes. Like I know like the summer special mode and character probably has just ended within Song Pop Party. So yeah, I think it's similar to that. So yeah, we have different little mini games that are unlockable, pinballs, some Zen originals, and animated heroes. Yeah, My Little Pony, Trolls, How to Train Your Dragon. So yeah, there's definitely some sort of partnership that's kind of been brought to the table with this game. I'm sure you can't just license those, those names and those likenesses. So I'm sure there's some sort of, relationship between the developers here and those big companies, Disney, Pixar, etc. Alright, so you can change the in-game effects if necessary. I'm not going to do that. And again, this game is being played on the Apple TV HD. I would say it's going to be a week or so before you guys see me upgrade to the 4K second generation, and maybe we can kind of start to tell the difference here a little bit on some of the quality and the graphics in the games that I review. We'll see. Alright, so that's pretty much my review on the game. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I don't think I'm gonna... Well, maybe I'll try to open up one more game here, maybe Trolls. But hopefully you enjoyed my review. This is great for any of our pinball purists out there that don't want all the other sort of gimmicks in a lot of the games that are that have been simplified but kind of ramped up a little bit for the Apple Arcade sort of audience. They've taken very simple games and kind of thrown a lot of things on it. This one's pretty pure, so check this out if you're in for just some more traditional pinball, as opposed to our zombie pinball that has a lot more added into it. And I may need to make pinball its own category. And there's a few more pinball games I haven't reviewed, so be on the lookout for that. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. And as always, you can't win if you don't play.
Only one more time! Cut time! Troll train.